All right, guys. So sorry for the late report today, but it's been a pretty busy morning, right? The morning started off about an hour and a half before the market. We started getting some more great bank earnings. They're really, really kicking earnings season off with a nice bullish enthusiasm. And then we rolled into the retail report. The March retail report came up. Wow, almost 10% growth in retail sales. Fantastic number. And then the icing on the cake was the labor report, right? We're finally getting it down to that $500,000 unemployed range. And that's very manageable from here. It's where we need to be. It shows that the economy is reopening. It shows that people are going back to work. It's showing that there's some normal stimulus being built into the economy and into the U.S. consumer. Now, why was this morning so important? Well, if you look at it, right, we had that stimulus in January, and we had a great January retail report. Then in February, there was no stimulus, right? There was nothing. Guess what? We had a bad retail report. March comes around, we had another stimulus, right, early in the month. Guess what? Now we get in early April, we get this fantastic retail report, and it's great. But you have to ask yourself, what's out there to prevent us from having another February lull, right? In April, May. Well, the difference is that labor report this morning, right? People are going back to work. So they're creating their own stimulus, the U.S. consumer. We love to spend. We are U.S. Americans. We love to spend. And if we've got money in our pocket, we will spend it. You can count on the U.S. consumer. And this is all positive signs. We need to keep Americans at work where they can make money and they can spend, enjoy their lives and stuff. You'll see a lot of things open up now. You saw a big move from oil yesterday, right? Oil's a little bit flat, but a little bit perky this morning. But that's after that big run up back over $63 a barrel. You'll see that keep expanding and stuff. Now there's always inflation, right? But like we've been talking about, the main concern over the last couple of weeks was we needed that labor report to kick up, and we also needed to know that inflation wasn't growing faster than the economy. Your 10-year yield shows that, right? It's kind of stabilized around that 1.6 level. It's not blowing up like it was the last couple of weeks, last month, right? It's very stable. Everything's kind of coming together right now, okay? Despite all the news and stuff like that, there's a lot of chaos going in the country with a lot of social stuff and things like that. But economically, things are coming together, and that's what the stock market cares about. So going forward, this morning, we actually added a month. We rolled out that Ollie trade we've been talking about the last couple of weeks because now there's some big promise on it, right? Retail is really kicking in. Ollie's got earnings coming up. We did the same thing yesterday. We told you with our Apple trade, right? Things are looking very good. You see Ollie's up about 1.5%, 2% this morning. Most of the day, Apple is another one up another 0.5%, almost 2%. It was before I started recording, it was pushing back over that 134 level. Definitely getting nice and perky. Looks like it's ready to any day now take a serious shot at that all-time high at around that 145. Same thing with Ollie around the 110 level. Right now it's at about $92, $93. Yesterday we had our feature stock, which is our stock of the week. It was VSTO, which is a hunter stock, and it's a great story stock, guys. What they did with like the Remington ammunition production plant and things like that, bringing it back to market and stuff. Hey, Remington is, it's like Ford. It's like the brand loyalty is there and stuff, and that really satisfied that, and that'll kick up sales and things like that. But go take a look at it if you haven't taken a look at it. It's down a little bit today, about 60, 70 cents, but it's a great story stock, guys. And right now it's a little soft today, but wait till, right, with all that's happening in the country right now, you're absolutely going to get a lot of talk about the Second Amendment, gun control, and that sends these people into a panic. They start loading up in ammunition. Guess what? VSTO starts taking off. And there's a couple other good ones out there. If you guys are looking for something along that theme, like Ruger and things like that. In case you don't like VSTO, but you want to get some exposure in that sector. Other than that, guys, we'll let this rally kind of do its thing from here. Good news on the economic front. Now, remember, earnings season is just kicking in. This is only the second day of earnings. We got some big earnings after the bell. We got some more earnings tomorrow. Next week, we got Netflix starting to kick off the tech earnings. So it should be a lot of fun, and we think the earnings will be good. We especially know what Netflix and streaming, right? Streaming for the last 7, 8, 9 months has just been a fantastic sector. There's no reason to believe that won't continue. So that'll be a nice kickoff to earnings season. Next week, we also have the big Apple show, right? And there's a lot of murmurings coming out of that. This big lens and things like that, camera lens and new iPads and stuff like that. There's a lot of bullishness in the market. There's a lot of positive energy right now. So let's see how this carries through, guys. Other than that rollout, we didn't do much today. We looked at Bitcoin, all you Bitcoin people, man, good job, man. You guys got up to that 64,000 level. It's kind of soft a little bit today, but we know how Bitcoin is, right? You look at it right now, and then you look at it 15 minutes from now, and it's up $2,500. So just a lot of, like I said, just a lot of bullish sentiment all across the board right now. Gold, if you guys have been watching gold, the last few days, gold's been very bullish, right? A lot of stuff coming together here, guys. And you want to be a part of that. It's a great time to have a long-term portfolio built and enjoying this little price acceleration along with dividends. It's a great time to be playing options. We know, right? The last 2 to 3 weeks, that sideways market was really a death trap for options, right? Unless you're day trading ticks and stuff like that. But for the way we trade, we don't want to sit there and look at a computer screen for 9 straight hours. We like to position and swing, right? And that sideways market's just ugly when it comes to the options, and we're breaking out of it. So again, a lot of bullish sentiment, guys. And like I said, the big question is, you don't want to have another February, right, where retail sales just die because nobody's got a stimulus, right? Now you've got a job. So now you've got a permanent stimulus. Well, not a permanent stimulus, but a continuing stimulus, depending on what kind of employee you are. But that should fill that gap. That's what was missing in February. And guess what? In April and probably into May, that's what will fill that gap. And hopefully the U.S. consumer stays strong. We are a consumer-based economy. People can say anything they want about this economy, but we are consumer-based, right? And you saw it during the COVID shutdown, right? The minute you take that consumer out of the equation, everything goes to crap. Because there were sectors where the consumer didn't just go away when the COVID shut everything down. The consumer moved into streaming, right? Think about it. They were still spending their money. It was just on Netflix, Amazon, things like that. So let's get that consumer back going full speed over the next couple of weeks. Market's very bullish, so we'll stay positioned the way we are, and we'll keep an eye out. You never know if there's a black swan out there, but right now everything's pretty positive. So let's call it a Thursday, okay, guys? That pretty much wraps it up. Like I said, there's a couple more earnings after the bell. I forget which companies they are, but and a couple more tomorrow. But next week we start some big ones with Netflix and a couple others. And of course, there's the big Apple show. There's a lot going on that should be helpful to the market. Other than that, guys, you have a fantastic Thursday afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow morning with the Friday update. Let's roll into the weekend strong and have a good time, right? All right, guys.